So when it comes to NoGi passing, right? Because I want to show you guys a little bit more passing than leg locks from top, because I want you guys to understand that Jiu-Jitsu lost a little bit the essence that we had from the beginning, which is two things, right? You either would have to pull guard to sweep, to then pass, to then mount or take it back, to then submit, right? Or you would start with a takedown, and then takedown you could already land on side control, or you would have to pass and then mount and then back take and then submit, right? So there is like a order of things that usually in the past we would follow. Nowadays, it's pretty much different, right? Like there is a guard right here for me to pass. Instead of working to pass, people and go on the foot, right? This has become very common, right? But I feel when I'm training, and especially when I'm playing guard, right? Because I'm a guard player. So when I'm playing guard and I'm training with someone that I feel that their intention is just go on my legs, it's kind of easy to understand that. If you have a good feeling, if you train Jiu-Jitsu for enough time, you're gonna feel when the person on top is aiming just to shoot on your legs and fall on a foot lock or fall on a heel hook or something like that, right? So instead of just jumping on a foot or jumping on a heel or jumping on a knee bar, I like to match those things with guard passing threats, right? So when this guy here is worried about framing and he's worried about me passing his guard, I feel like it's a little bit better for me to then surprise him with a leg lock, okay? Again, I'm never gonna take a position, right? Something that I'm teaching to you guys as my own, right? Jiu-Jitsu is universal. Everybody does everything. Everybody owns everything. We're all as a big community, right? So the guard pass that I'm gonna show, it's something that I've been recently working on, you know. Again, I'm a Jiu-Jitsu nerd, right? Like 24 hours of my day I spend thinking about Jiu-Jitsu, teaching and training and studying, trying to get better in both my competitor side and my professor side as well for my students. You know, I believe that with the growth of the sport, you know, with events like ADCC, CGI, and many others, you know, BJJ Stars, Polaris, even ADXC, and the federations itself, you know, the Federation Abu Dhabi, the IBJJF, I think all of them are growing a lot, right? And I think it's our responsibility as professors, as competitors, and as practitioners, right? You guys that train for fun, and I think it's our responsibility to kind of like elevate the level of the sport. And that comes with what I just said, studying the art, you know, making sure you guys know what you're talking about when it comes to Jiu-Jitsu, right? And not being like, kind of like, don't have that fear. Sometimes people are like, I don't know if I should say that because I don't know if it's right or wrong. There it is. You need to work on to be confident enough to know that what you're speaking, it's based on what you're studying, okay? So a lot of what I'm gonna do today, it's inspired by some athletes that I look up to. You know, I have no shame on saying that to people when I train, when I teach as well. There is stuff that I take from many competitors, you know, and you guys are probably gonna understand that when I show the position, that this is something that, again, Levi, right, at CGI, he's been working a lot on that. Actually, he's been doing that for quite some time now, the leg drag from top, and I incorporated that to my game when it comes to passing, right? So again, my seminar, guys, I'm not gonna give you guys one position, right? Again, like I said on the first day, there's many cameras, you guys are recording, so I wanna give you guys as much information as possible. And then at home, again, review, study, and feel free to also reach to me on Instagram if you have any questions, and ask there. I'm gonna be more than happy to solve those questions for you guys, okay? So first thing that I want to start with is, rather my partner is playing seated guard or playing guard in a supine position on his back, right? Those are two different things, right? If the guy is seated, he has way more mobility, he has way more speed, he has way more ability to follow me where I go, right? So general rule, generally speaking, if you guys start a round or start a competition and the guy in front of you pulls guard to a seated position, the first thing that you should be looking to is put his back on the ground, unless you're looking to headlock attempts and kind of like rolling kimuras and stuff from a seated position where I can kind of bait the head and go for front headlocks or jumping on kimuras from a seated position. That should be fine, okay? But going side to side against someone seated, if it's someone same level, again, they'll have most likely a good ability to kind of like follow you. When this guy goes on his back, which I like to do this by 3 ways.